I wonder if you could just assess shot production, creating opportunities offensively here in the last couple of games. I know it was a focus early on. I wonder what your impression has been of it as of late.
I think we're doing a decent job. We could probably be a little more consistent at it, but I think a big part of our game is, over the past few years has really come up forward checking, and there's a lot of talk about trying to generate more rush chances and things like that. But we play our best hockey when we're aggressive on the forecheck. Our forwards are skating, moving their feet. Our D can be aggressive on pinches when they're under pressure, and that's how we create chances offensively in zone. And I think we've been a little inconsistent at it, but we're looking to correct those things here in the future.
Seems like in these last two games in particular, you've relied on some old tried and true methods, with either a heavy game or you blocked 21 shots the other night. Those are always there for you, I guess, if you need them to fall back on, right?
Yeah, it's part of our identity, and it's always been there, and it won't leave. We've had success playing that way. Do we want to add plays here and there, or try to find the middle of the ice more offensively and utilize that? Yeah, but at the same time, we have guys on our team that are straight line players and are heavy and like to go to the paint and create chances that way as well. So that, like I said, it's part of our character. It's been part of our identity for years now.
Seth, we were talking to Boone a little bit about maintaining focus in this pandemic, and obviously the news comes out of Chicago, the facilities shut down, whatever. Every team has some way of dealing with it. Is that just another added distraction that you guys have to try to focus through, right? I mean, because who knows what's going to happen on any given day?
For sure. We have to focus on our team. And like you said, we saw that news yesterday and we thought, well, is the game going to get canceled? What's going to happen if there's more tests? And obviously we're worried about our players as well at that point. And, it's just everything's up in the air and no one really knows, until it happens. So, we're just trying our best to concentrate on hockey and trying to get better on the ice as a team.
Next, we'll go to Mark Scheig. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, Todd. Hey, Seth. Torts the other day said that the top four defense just overall needs to be better. Just what areas do you feel like the improvement can be seen?
Yeah, that's true. I think that, going back for pucks, we can move our feet a little bit better. We can make little sharper plays, I think, exiting our zone. And that'll help our whole team spend less time in the defensive zone. Me and Zach have to do a little bit better job defensively and offensively. We're not joining the rush as much as probably we should be. We get shifts here and there of creating in the O-zone, but not consistent enough. And, we just need to get sharper puck movement, and I think that'll help all our games.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Seth, I was just wondering, the way this is set up, with the, COVID protocols list and everything, it's, initially when a guy gets put on that, you don't know whether he's got COVID or not or whatever. It's just, maybe he's exposed kind of a thing. Yesterday, two guys put on there. Those guys played in that game Friday. I mean, is there talk among players at all when you see that? Like, oh my gosh, that guy hit me. I had a run in with this guy, or that kind of, or can you just not worry about it?
There's talk. I mean, it's human nature, right? I mean, it's you've already seen games get canceled this year, and against teams we've played. Detroit, and they played Carolina. Some of their games got canceled, and then Nashville, and it's just going to be like this all season. So, like I said, we're going to put our heads down and continue to work, and take this a day at a time as a team. But like you said, we did talk about it yesterday. I think, like you said, a couple of those guys we played against, we have to try to put that aside the best we can.
Has it just become kind of the new normal?
Yeah, for this year. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, for this year. Like, it's just like, if it happens, it happens,
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we had one day in camp where, we had to go home and for precautionary reasons. And, it could happen again. We understand that, but like I said, we're going to just try to focus.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Porty.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks, Seth. Seth, if you had a chance here, it's been over a week. It's hard to believe since the trade went down. What kind of communications have you had, or you guys as a team had with Laine? What can you do, and what's the anticipation level for getting him amongst your group and onto the ice with you?
There's been a little communication. I sent him a text back and forth after the trade, and said we're extremely happy to have you here, and I'm sure he's going to help our team tremendously in different areas of our game. And like we said, offensively, his shot alone not only creates more chances for us, but more chances for other players, whether it's his line mates or defense, because he attracts a lot of attention. So we're very excited to get him in the lineup. We can't wait to get back home and have him start practicing with us and playing.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Jody Shelley. Go ahead, Jody.
All right, Seth, Mikko Koivu in the locker room. How nice is it for you as a leader to have a guy like that in that room?
It's great. It's great. You can tell he has a presence in the room. A veteran guy who's been around a lot of years that understands what's necessary to win. And, he's already in their locker room. He's very comfortable talking to everybody. Everyone obviously respects him. And he doesn't over talk, but when he says something, he means it. And he's said stuff through our good games this year and our bad games, whether it's intermissions, whether it's after games. So it's a huge help to our leadership group, and especially for our young guys, I think, as well, to see how he prepares every day and the way he handles himself and carries himself.
I heard a lot how competitive he is. Are you feeling that in practice and in game, and even when you see him work out?
Yeah, very competitive guy, always in your ear, whether it's in practice or, the games. And, you saw that through a little bit of camp, and, he's always yapping, always trying to make me better. And, that's what I want during practice.
All right. Thanks, Seth.
Next, we'll go back to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Yeah, I know you guys don't spend a whole ton of time talking about the opponent, the opposing team, the opposing players. You do what you guys do. But, Patrick Kane is Patrick Kane. Obviously, there's certain guys in the league. He played 27-14 in regulation last game. He was out there all the time. What kind of stuff, when you guys are on the bench, how cognizant do you have to be of them maybe putting him into different lines that, you might not expect him to be on?
Yeah, he's a dangerous player. Like you said, 27 minutes. I think I looked up halfway through the third or late in the game. He was at 23.5. And, he's playing, most of the power play time, almost, all the 2 minutes on that. Then they were double shifting him pretty heavily in the third period to try to get a goal. He's one of the best players in the league. And, he creates plays every time he's on the ice. Corby had a big save on him late in the third that I'm sure he would want back. But, he's just a dangerous player. And so, it's not one or two guys or a defensive pair that can stop him. It's an entire line or whoever's on the ice against him buying into being hard against him, reloading against him, taking time and space away.
Yeah. Last one I have for you is, you in particular, going back to when you were even with Nashville, into the league, you've played some big games in that building, the United Center. You've played, playoff games and whatnot. And it gets kind of crazy. What was that experience like, being in there with basically no fans? And you've done that before, but the United Center is a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, so I got a different feel for sure. It was strange. You have the whole anthem thing, and they did a pretty cool thing on the Jumbotron of the fans at home cheering during the anthem. But definitely different. Every building is, we have to find a way to create our own energy, and we talk about it all the time. And I think the way we play, we do feed off each other in those instances with forechecking and being physical. So we have to continue to do that consistently. But yeah, United Center was definitely a weird sight to see compared to what it usually is.